Right guys, here at TPI, and I'm going to do some fitting stuff with Brett. We're on the fitting bay here, which is quite impressive. And we're going to show you just some of the launches, trajectories, land angles with some different long iron clubs. I know I've done this before, but I just think it's still a good message that just people need reminding about. This is an area of your bag that you can, lots of you, probably 80% plus of you watching this video now can improve on. Yet, you're still going to watch possibly every driver review that's posted, post comments, but think about this area more. Let's show you what I mean. Let's get stuck in. Right, Brett, what have we got in your hands here? We've got AP2 3 iron, TMB.
3 iron as well.
And then that's my H119. I just want to show the audience, we're going to show some data of why I use this. Brett's one of the fitters here, or in charge of fitting for Titleist, in fact. And you're just going to share with me some of your ideas about why I should or shouldn't use which one I do.
Yeah, so we're looking at the change in transition from irons to hybrids.
Yeah. Where
should we make that change? And then what chassis should we use so you get playability, you get green stopping ability?
Obviously I use the hybrid. I strongly believe that not enough people concentrate on this area of their bag enough. They're happy to whack drivers over the edge of the range here as much as possible. I know that excites people, but I personally, with lessons and when I certainly used to do fits, massive gains can be had in this area. Yeah. What do you find that as heading up the Titleist custom fit?
Boy, agree that it's neglected. People need to concentrate on that, and I think sometimes you make it personal. Well, tell me about the par 3s that you play at your golf course.
Okay.
So what distances do they have? What do you have, forced carries, or do you have back pins or front pins that you need to hit? And so we look at it very much from a performance utility standpoint. Which club allows you to be versatile, hit high shots that stop appropriately, hit them low when you need to, and so comparing them is the way to do that.
Let's do it. So we're going to start with my 19-degree H1. Let's show you the numbers I generate with this to kick us off. So we're going at the white flag still?
Yes.
That's a pretty horrible bottomy one. Interested on the numbers on that one actually. That would be like my worst end of hit, which I still want to know what that does.
Well, that's part of deciding what chassis to use.
Yeah, yeah.
Whether your worst shot is playable.
Yeah.
So that one launched at 7 degrees, had 5,300 RPMs at backspin, a little bit open face, like you said. Carried 186.
Okay, so I mean, for the quality of that strike, I'm taking 186 there. That feels like a win to me, because with a 3 iron, that was carrying about 160. Yeah, and same bottomy hit, drifty. I mean, it was better than the first one, but direction is shocking.
Yeah, 187 carry.
Higher?
A little higher, 9-degree launch angle.
Yeah.
Similar backspin, 5,400. There's a good comparison.
Yeah, it's a more gaming shot. A little bit bottomy, so it climbed then. You know, it wasn't my knuckleball one.
Right. So but launched higher again.
Yeah.
9.5 degrees, carried 197.
Yeah. So this one is my kind of 220 club, basically.
And we're into a little breeze right off the Pacific Ocean.
Are we normalised or not?
I generally don't.
Okay, see, I always would.
Well, we're pretty consistent.
Yeah, yeah. I live in England.
Exactly.
You don't normalise, you might as well not turn up.
Turn it on right now.
Yeah.
207 normalized.
Yeah, see, that's right in the slot.
Yep.
So that's a toey, high toe, which is, see how much higher it's launching? That's the one you want on the par 3 that you're struggling to get there.
209.5 normalized.
Yeah.
So
what was it not normalised in that wind? Because that was higher.
201.
Yes, you see what I mean? That's pretty good. So that's much better non-normalized.
So those 4 shots you hit, I think are key to the fitting process, where the more skilled player looking for score reduction wants to not just look at your Christmas Sunday best shot.
Yeah.
I want to see everything. Your misses, are they playable? You know, and let's make that comparison between iron, hybrid, and find what's best for you in all conditions, not just your best.
I think that's a really good point, because there's a lot of people kind of deleting shots off. I mean, obviously if I went and topped one,
Delete it.
like that's a shocking one, and you know, I would delete it as well. In fact, if I top one, I'd probably delete the footage. But you know, I don't top them or delete footage. But you know what I mean? Within reason, I totally agree with that. That kind of below average shot, you need to know what that one's doing. Because if I'm carrying a pond there, and I know I've hit a few of those that day.
If we're playing a match, I'm not going to let you hit delete.
Yeah, absolutely, indeed, indeed. So we try some of the irons then.
Let's do it.
Can you get your hand on that delete button, please? Now we're on to AP2 21 degree 3-iron. So I always had a 3-iron in my bag when I played when I was younger, but I was a 5-wood player.
Yep.
So even in the days before any of this, I was working it out to get round. So I would use this in certain situations, wins, lots of links golf played where I was growing up, but I was always going for my 5-wood, really.
Yeah. If you had this comfortable...
Which was 21 degrees in those days.
Exactly. And the 3-iron you had back then wasn't like this one.
Yeah. I'll 3-iron. Pretty average, slightly leaky.
Normalized 187.5.
What's the peak height on that compared?
I'd say I'll pull up peak height, but I think notably the land angle was 34.5.
Yeah.
Your lowest, even on the miss hits with the hybrids, were like 40,
Yeah.
41.
Yeah. Well, that's the one, isn't it?
This could be a good club, but maybe a one-dimensional one.
So you're bringing it out in pure situations, you mean?
In wind.
Yeah.
You know, like if that's what you need, then that
Yeah.
might be the one.
Yeah. But always, what's so funny with the wind conversation is that you're hitting into as much as you're hitting down.
Should equal up.
So, yeah, unless you're unlucky or you're playing a course that just happens to be freakly everything into.
Yeah. So
I always think
pure links here.
Yeah.
Very many places.
Yeah.
So it's very rare that you say that's a priority. Where
Yeah.
I'm going to hit it 20 yards short and have it roll up.
Yeah, absolutely. That's gameable.
Yep.
On target.
Right on.
Slightly thin, but like gameable thin.
To 188.
Yeah. So what would that be rolling
And
to
land angle 31 degrees.
compared to 40 something
Yeah.
with the hybrid?
So if you're asking me objectively, I'd say that's not an effective green stopping trajectory.
Yeah, it's totally not.
It might be in some conditions, but not in most.
Well, you know what happens if I learn to play golf with just the 3-iron? I'm going to start doing this, aren't I?
Yeah.
I'm
Fine.
changing my technique
I'll
to
make
try and develop the club.
Exactly.
Because what's the land angle on that one?
38.4.
So it's moving it up.
But you manipulating
Yeah.
still didn't get to where we were
Oh,
before.
absolutely, absolutely.
So you've hit upon, I think, the difference with better players and how they can manipulate their motion and the club to produce a trajectory. So you got a 3-iron that is a little on the low side height-wise, and you say, well, I'll figure out a way. So
Yeah.
open face, hang back,
Yeah.
all these things. You still didn't get the height that you did with a hybrid, and now you've kind of taken a step to hurt your golf swing long
Yeah,
time.
absolutely.
That's not a step in the direction we want to go.
So is there a middle ground?
I think so. I think for better players and for all players, just make your swing.
Yeah,
when
yeah,
you're
yeah.
going through a fitting, make your normal swing.
Yeah.
We will adjust the clubs to fit you, not have you forced to adjust for the club.
So we're going to finish on TMB. This is 20 degrees, so 1 degree slightly stronger, but obviously quite a different makeup in where the weight is and what it's trying to do with pushing balls up in the air, those kind of ideas. I mean, it's still a 3-iron flight for me, that, isn't it?
192 carry
192.
and land angle 33 degrees.
Yeah, so we're back. I mean, even though I feel like I could do more with this. Yeah, leaky.
$182.
Yeah,
So I think that shot's a good example. The first two hybrids you hit were maybe on par with that swing.
Yeah, and they were 182.
Exactly.
Yeah. See, the thing as well is if I've got two hybrids, but if I hit this one staying at my 21 just for argument's sake, can't call it 184, 179.
200 normalized.
Non-normalized?
196.
Okay, that surprises me.
Good hit shouldn't surprise you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's a good comparable.
So I've leaked it for direction, but that's got to be close to the distance number now.
178.
Yeah. But so that's for me what I'm playing into, which is where I think it's so important that when people go for their fits, they try and communicate with their fitter. I could do that shot all day. Like I'm holding 2 inches down the shaft, aiming up the left. Literally just feel like I'm chipping it.
Yeah.
But I could play that in a comp. I would use that in a situation where you give me that free iron. I can chip it under trees brilliantly, and that's kind of it. The rest of it, I can do so much more with that.
You can figure out a way to chip out with this.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
And you'll need to less.
Yeah, yeah. So it's, I mean, as a fitter, and I'm sure you try and get your fitters, you've got to work with the person as much as you're working with the equipment that you're trying to fit. Would you not agree? You've got to listen to them as much as tell them what they need.
Yeah, the best fitting is a combination. It's a coming together of minds of what do you want as a player, what do I see from the data, and then figuring out what's right for you overall, given your good shots, your bad shots, and then the conditions you face. Like you mentioned, okay, when I really under pressure and I need to get one in play, I know I can do that.
Yeah.
Like that's gold as a player to know that you can do that.
Absolutely, because one of the biggest questions I get asked is about, you know, I'm going for a fitting, what should I ask, what should I expect, you know, because people are anxious. They're going to basically put themselves on show in front of inferior, often someone that they maybe respect, that they want to be as good as, those kind of ideas, because they're going to a pro. For me, I always try and tell them, just go there with some background of what you like doing and not doing. Like I'm saying with the hybrid there. Me being too shy to tell that fitter that, look, if I want to hit it 183, I'll just grip 2 inches down. There's no right or wrongs here. It's not a science. There is science applied to it, but it's as much as an opinion as it is a science. And like you say, it's that coming together of the ideas.
And knowing that you like to have that shot in your back pocket when you need it.
Yeah.
Like, I need to know that to find the equipment that's going to accomplish that, because I never would want to take that shot away from you if it's one you rely on under pressure, or your course has certain shots you need to be able to hit.
Absolutely,
I never want to take that away, but I need to know about it.
Yeah, absolutely. Good stuff. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
I need to stay with my hybrids.